gentlemen, welcome back to Competitive Speed Series. It's yet another round of racing.
What's going to happen in turn 1?
4, 5 red lights here in Shanghai.
They will need an even bigger miracle.
This is completely flipped on its head.
Now the gloves have come off.
You will not believe your eyes.
Oh, it's the wall! For the first time, EVE have won a race.
They have beaten the unbeatable team title for TF10. They are back on top.
Good morning. Wow. Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever we are. I probably need to figure out what side of the world I'm on, but welcome along to Competitive Speed Series 4, Round 5 of Season 6. We are here for, what we'd call the crown jewel of a calendar. It's Monaco, and I'm joined by Ollie for this one. Ollie, welcome along, and I hope you're well.
Thank you, Gareth. Yeah, no, looking forward to this one. I've not done a Monaco in a long time, so it'd be interesting to see how it pans out. Well, obviously everyone knows Monaco. Many people say the crown in the duel of F1. You know, I think there's a debate whether that's still true with how big these cars are, but we'll see how tonight pans out. There's a couple of rules in play, but obviously we'll talk about those later on for the race. But yeah, no, looking forward to it, Gareth.
Enough of our faces for time being. Let's have a look at the championship standings, because penalties kind of moved things around at the end of last week, and you know the crossing over the white lines in Miami. So things have definitely swapped around, but it does mean Shizou Seeders, the Shizou team, have extended their championship lead at the top. 226 points they're sitting on at the moment, with ET8 on 149 and Precision PR team on 94. With TF10 on 81. FRT catching them up, and so is Venturi catching up Team TF10 there, which is quite an interesting predicament for TF10.
Yeah, I mean it's great to see everyone catching up and bunching that midfield pack. It's still very close. Third to third to sixth is still very close. Even to seventh with AMR and with 67 points, but. Yeah, it's still very close, but there is a significant gap between second and third, and then jumping up from second to first, Gareth. So I think you have to do a real overhaul to anyone to take out SCI in the championship this year.
Yes, the Shizou Seeders are looking absolutely incredible at this present moment in time. And, well, AMS picked up, they were on 2 points, I think, last week, or lower points, maybe even single digits. I'm not 100% sure, but they've put some amazing performances and they've got some decent points. But this is a good thing about Competitive Speed Series, isn't it? You've got points down to 15th place, and that really does help with a lot of mentality of the drivers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've spoken about it before, haven't we, where something could have happened at the start of your race, a safety car, and all sorts of things could happen in a race, and knowing you've only got to be 15th to get at least 1 point is something that drivers got to really think about when it comes to finishing these Grand Prix. We always see some people retiring early, but you just don't know what's going to happen in these races. We saw in Miami last week, all sorts of different things happen. So it's always important not to retire, because you just don't know what will happen.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what's going to happen, and even more tonight in Monaco, which we are racing around it at midnight. It seems like in the dark here in Monaco, which is adding a little extra spice. But within the race, there will be a mandatory 2-stop, which is following suit with the real life F1 as well, I believe now, which makes it that just hopefully a little bit more. Adds a little bit more spice to the pot. Let's go with that for an analogy so far. My analogy head is not working very well. It never works very well anyway, though, if I'm being truthful. Ollie does it. But, yeah, here we go. And it's going to be Max Power. That's going to be the first driver sliding through the track there of the final few corners. But the first driver to set lap time here in Monaco.
Yeah, flying down towards turn 1, and a circuit which has, Gareth, many names to the corners. We do get these with these classic circuits, don't we, where they've all got names. But it comes round towards the casino on the right hand side, sharp right, and down the hill towards the Mirabeau segment of this Grand Prix. Super tight through here, just about clips the inside wall there, and then again another hairpin of turn 6 and turn 7. Obviously, famously, where we had cars going on 2 wheels a few years ago. Cars, Pascal Fairlane, Gareth, if my memory serves me correctly, but through the tunnel they go and out, and obviously we don't get that bright spark, bright sunshine coming through, because we're again racing in the dark at the moment. But towards swimming pool, Max Power goes, hops left, right, and then again another right-left combination here, and just about keeps the car straight line. A bit of a hit on the wall there, but he goes through Raskas to finish off with Anthony Nose to end his first flying lap. No invalidations there for Max Power, and he crossed the line in a 1:08.965. That is the current benchmark here in Monaco, Gareth.
Not beaten by his teammate either, JT. Sergioli, though, throwing it up 4/10 quicker, as we've got an invalidation by Mathis, and Max van der Geest, I think, is coming through, being held up by an Aston Martin there, but I don't think it's going to be held up too much. Let's keep on board with the Williams driver, or the VNT driver at the moment. I know how good Nail Goulet is at this track as well, as there goes the IRT driver of Fanaspin, throwing it in with a 1:08.4 for the time being. But here's the VNT driver of Max van der Geest, and across the line for them, it's up into P4 provisionally for the Williams driver. Nail, though, coming across the line. What can they go? It's a 1:08.2 to start things off for them. That's a very, very good lap time from Nail. It just keeps on getting quicker from these drivers at the moment.
Yeah, again, it's so, as we've seen, especially at this circuit, how much pressure is on these drivers. You'd argue, again, it's harder here with the trying to find space on circuit. You know, they seem to have done well here. A couple of drivers are a bit bunched up. I think it's just going through the tunnel section. A couple of drivers there, but team's doing okay for now. But yeah, still early doors, and some flying lap times again. That lap time from Nail 2/10 quicker over Panis Benoda, I think that's how you pronounce it. Some of the drivers, these names just throw me with their gamer tags. But yeah, still Nail on pole at the moment. But we'll see whether he can be beat, Gareth. Whether we even get into 107. Actually, I think it's a bit too much to ask this evening.
Well, Sammy Barker's just done a 1:09.2. Let's have a look at Dirk. And let's give everyone just a reminder of which drivers in which teams and in which car. So in the Mercedes, you will see the 2 ET8 drivers, and in the McLaren, you've got the IRT drivers. In the Williams, you've got the VNT team with the V-Carb going for the RSC. In the Red Bull, you've got the Shizou Cedar Igniters, the current championship leaders. The PR team are driving the Aston Martins, and in the Ferrari, you've got AMR. FRT, you've got the Sauber. FRT are in the Sauber, sorry, and in the Haas is the Alien Motorsport team of AMS, and then the Alpines. Last but not least are the TF10 team there, and a quick rundown so you can have an idea of who's what and where and how, and just a reminder that, Shizou Cedar Igniters have a rather large gap at the top of the championship. They have got 226 points, while ET8, their nearest rivals, are on 149. So there we have it. For the time being, at least, Nails on pole. Everyone else looks like they're going out for a second run for the time being. But we are watching the Shizou driver of Dirk, currently yet to set a lap time, clipping the wall, though, heading into the swimming pool section. Yeah,
but he is... another smash into the wall there. I didn't think there's any... Well, there is damage to that front wing, actually, Gareth. But he's going to finish his lap here. Yeah, he was quickest in the first and middle sector here. So can he line it all up and take pole? No, he doesn't. 108.5 for him, so 3/10 off them. That hit the wall coming through swimming pool could have been the reason why... Sorry, not swimming pool, it's just after. It was 15 and 16 where he hit the wall. So that could be what compromised his lap time there. So, yeah, back in the pits for him, trying to get out the way of there's a Ferrari behind him, and his teammate behind as well. So it's just, again, they're so tight around here, as you'd expect, Gareth, with this circuit. We're trying to find some space, all the drivers on the track at the moment.
Yeah, it's Sergioli drifting through the Grand Hotel hairpin, turn 6. And my goodness me, I didn't think, F1 cars, let alone Mercedes, were built to drift, but very, very sketchy moment. But still ploughing on at the moment through the Nouvelle chicane. They go in towards Tabac, and we'll see shortly if that affected their lap time too much. Oh, and a clip onto the wall again. But they are up 0.2 of a second, so Sergioli could try and get something towards Niall at the top at the moment.
Yeah, flew through those chicanes there. He's got a Fribus ghosting ahead of him, which should be okay. Might even get some slipstream off him, actually, Gareth, which is going to help the Mercedes driver. He goes pole with a 108.155. So half a tenth quicker than Nail in second, and that's the ETA driver up into pole position.
McLaren of Fanaspin clipping every wall possible through the swimming pool section and then just as a whole from to back and throwing themselves into the pits. Lovely little bit of it's slipstream though for Sergioli. It's not against the rules using another car. He just lined it up perfectly at the right time.
Yeah, right place, right time. But who is on a quick lap, Gareth, just going through the middle sector. He's had to brake there, which may compromise the lap. Is Zwadi down in 10th place for the IRT team. Comes across the line. Should be a good lap here. He's like, well, it's good enough for 6th place, so not far off his teammate there. So he'll bit of work still to do. But you've got all 18 drivers who've done their lap time now. You've got, I assume, Gareth, there's penalties for both Priory and Wards in 19th and 20th. I'm not sure maybe what they're for, but they are obviously not setting laps in qualifying, which unfortunately for them, they've picked the worst time to have a ban because it's so difficult to overtake at the circuit.
Yeah, and with the two stopper, they can do something maybe a little bit differently this time around. Let's go on board with Samuel Barker, who's coming through the Nouvelle chicane now, but Nail having an issue and having to go into the pits after, clipping the wall through to back on the exit to back and into the swimming pool area. And then, invalidated and maybe getting a little bit frustrated with just the amount of cars that are on track. 8 minutes remaining of this one. We've got a fair few spaced out now, and there's Samuel Barker putting themselves into 10th place. I wonder who else we could go on board with. Everyone else, I believe, has done a lap time. Maybe AMS Knight. Let's see how AMS Knight does. I believe they're just about to start a lap. Some good points for last time out for the AMS team. Let's see if they can continue on in Monaco this time round.
Absolutely, comes down the hill. Heavy braking zone here. Just about got a little bit deep through 5 and 6 there, but he should be able to claw that time back, hopefully. It's such a tricky sector, and you can see them almost drifting it through some of these corner guys. Maybe obviously that's the quickest way of doing things. Yellow flag further ahead. I think that's just a McLaren going slowly, but out the tunnel he comes downhill braking into the Nouvelle chicane. And it looks, you on board with him, Gareth, on the camera I'm on, is how they don't clip the wall on the entry to the Nouvelle chicane. I will never know. It's the precision is amazing as he hops over the curbs. A little bit of lag on my screen there, but just comes around Raskas. Can he improve on 50th place? A little bit early on the turn in there. That might compromise a couple of tenths there, but comes across the line. Can he improve? Yes, he does by just shy of 3.5 tenths, and that's put him up into 30th.
Not too bad there from the AMS driver. And, we have lost. Oh, the Ferrari of Fanaspin spinning around the Grand Hotel hairpin there. Another car going for it, and there's Dirk. I think may have got caught in a little bit of an incident as an invalidation from Ivan. I think just about to start a lap time. But let's go back. I was going to say go back on board with Max Power, but going very slowly to start their lap time. Mathis going into the pits. You know what? Let's go with the Williams driver of Nail. My pick, I think, for pole position tonight is this driver. Let us know in the chat who you think is going to take pole position tonight. And Ollie, question over to you as well.
Not seen. Did we have Nail last season, Gareth? My memory serves me right. We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, from memory, he was quick then, wasn't he? But I mean, and going off the mini map, he is quickest in sector 1 as well as he flew on through. Is he purple in sector 2 as well? Because that me, he is. He's 2 tenths up on his lap time, Gareth. Yeah, I might have to agree with you on pole decision. It's either I think it might be him or Sergioli for pole tonight.
I've had a commentary experience over Nail at Monaco, and he is something special, and a 107.8 to really set things alight here. Sergioli is 2 seconds down on this lap time, surely dropping into the pits they are. Ryder Dahl has put themselves into 3rd place. That's good for them. Francesco Largo then in 4th. Let's see what they can do in the Shizou Cedar Igniters team.
Yeah, I think maybe my after that lap time, I think maybe I should have stuck with Nail rather than tossing in between Sergioli and him. But that's a great lap time as Jessica comes down the hill into the chicane as tries to negotiate as best he can, back on the power as quick as possible before coming through to back, and he hit the wall there again. He's quick on his lap time and going again. Minimap is purple. So, and again these cars seem to be quite robust, guys, because a lot of them are hitting that wall the outside of 16 and are able to keep on going and no damage to the front wing, but across the line and puts him at the 3rd for the Shizou team. Excuse me, for the Shizou team. So be pretty happy with that for now. Teammate, where is he? Dirk and 6. So they're both up there at the moment. It's still a bit of work to do for Dirk.
Oh goodness me! Max Power losing it at the Nouvelle Chicane, and just as White Sheep was coming through, and White Sheep had to take evasive action to make sure they weren't going to just plough into the side. I thought the cars are meant to ghost, but it didn't look like it was going to, and that could have been a big crash there for them. TF10 Misha is out of the race as well. Where is that? Out of the race, out of qualifying, going into the pits. That seems very odd position for a car to lose it, but not ideal. In 16th, possibly going to be even further down. AMS Lucas then, what can they do of this time around? Coming through to back 1 second off their time, so that's not ideal for Lucas, and I think they're possibly on an in-lap.
I think so. I think quite a few people are on in-laps, really. I think JT's coming in as well. Mathis is invalidated that lap time as well, so I think everyone is in, other than Radadal, who's just going through the tunnel now, guys. So this could be his final flying lap of the evening here in Monaco. Just trying to warm up the tyres, ready for a flying lap, and hopefully he doesn't get caught by the traffic. And in fairness, a lot of drivers are obviously letting drivers through, but it is that slight distraction. You know, you seeing that car ahead. So ideally, you have a nice smooth track you can flow around, but unfortunately, Monaco, you don't get that luxury.
No, you don't. And people like different lines through different corners, and you think you might be getting out of the way for them, and then you end up getting in the way, which is not ideal. But coming out of the pits, there's cars, and oh my goodness me, Ryder Dahl, I thought was going to career into the back end of a Red Bull, but thankfully, not on this occasion. I believe that is Dirk's Red Bull that was coming out of the pit. So there's nothing they could do about it because, well, they're coming out of the pit lane, and Ryder Dahl wrestling with the car coming through Casino and into Mirabeau. And the back end really does. They do like to drift through the Grand Hotel hairpin.
I mean, it's one way to get the car around and pointing in a straight line, isn't it, to get the power down, but is that going to affect the tyres a bit more wear-wise? So we'll see how that pans out in the Grand Prix. But down the hill into the Nova chicane he goes. He's got a bit wide there, and he's invalidated that lap time. He could do another set on these tyres, guys. I mean, because obviously we're resetting the lobby. I don't know. I think he's going to have to. We won't have time to pit and go again. So we'll see what Ryder Dahl does here, whether he risks it on the same set or he chooses to come into the pit.
Squeaky bum time for Ryder Dahl. Can they get back around in time? Fanner spin again. It must be the way of getting that car rotated around that hairpin in the best fashion, because I'm seeing it with loads of drivers doing it now. Fanner spin, another one. They possibly did it a bit too hard earlier on, but they were able to get it saved this time round into the Nouvelle chicane for the McLaren driver, the IRT driver. Now towards to back. See, a big nudge there on the exit of the back, but they're going very, very quickly through the swimming pool section. And again, a little clip. Is that front wing damage? It might be. It is. There is also... Oh, goodness me. That is possibly being held up by an Aston Martin there.
Yeah, Sam Barker ahead of him. Sam Barker just invalidated that lap time going through turn 1. So, and that's quality over for him, Gareth. He also had the best 10th place.
Francesco Largo has invalidated their lap time, so they're not going to be any higher than 3rd place. Here is the man I really think can challenge Nail, whether they will or not. No, invalidation, commentator's curse from that. Maybe Ivan can do something. Dirk into 2nd place. 007, he's pulled some magic out of the hat to get a 108.007. Well done to the Shizou driver there to throw themselves into provisional 2nd place for tonight.
Yeah, great lap time by Dirk there, but still quite a chunk off Nail there in with a pole time. But the race is a different thing. But JT comes towards the line. Where will he go? He improves, but doesn't move anywhere in 8th place.
That is incredible to think as well, and there's no front wing to the front end of that RB car. But yeah, to think you improved by that much and not gain a position. I feel sorry for JT there, but dearie me. Let's see. I suppose. Hopefully it'll just sort itself out quickly for us. There we go. It's going to show us this week. It's Nail on pole position with a 107.837 with Dirk alongside them on the front row. Go ahead. Then you've got Sergioli, Francesco Largo, Ryder Dahl, Ivan, Fanner Spin, JT, Zawadi, Samuel Barker, Max van der Geest, Max Power in 12th place, AMS Knight, Mathis, White Sheep, TF10 Misha, AMS Lucas as drivers that were able to set a proper lap time. Simba Rocks 1 will start 18th with only a banker lap there, and Priory and Wards with qualifying bans for tonight. Wow. That actually, I'll tell you what. Let's go to the standings. I'd love to watch our face. We've got a lot to talk about in this. We've got a restart to happen. So so yeah, we'll let that happen in the background while we talk about how Shizou right now. They're 2nd and 4th with ET8, their nearest rivals, 3rd and 5th in the standings. I mean, take away Nail from this race and this qualifying, it looks like we're going to have a very similar situation to last week, which was ET8 versus Shizou. Yeah,
and ET8 really need to get a heads up on these guys now. From a championship point of view, it's 77 points. It's quite a large chunk. I appreciate we're only round 5 of 12, but they've got a hell of a lead at the moment in the standing. So they if Sergio can get Dirk on the start, that'll be huge for the standings. We'll have to wait and see how it all pans out this evening. But it's you could have like last week, a battle between both the teams.
It'd be great to see, I'm sure, and especially with multiple different strategies on course for us tonight. And even if you get like a bad start, you could pit early for new front wing, and you can make those hards go a little bit further, or whatever you want to say.
Absolutely.
But there's IRT Phil saying Fanner was robbed. you know what? I'd still don't. I maybe robbed from second place, but I don't think anyone would be able to get past Nail. That lap time was special from the Williams driver, as we're just seeing the carnage unfold. Well, we're seeing the carnage unfold. I'm not putting that live on the screen. But
Yeah.
I mean,
wacky races, Gareth.
to remove Shazoo and ET8 from the equation right now, and it's still hot. Well, I say hotting up. It's still the VNT team have a special driver for tonight, definitely, and they really could do with that with the points. They're sixth in the standing, and a big points tonight will mean they could possibly jump PR.
Absolutely, yeah. They could take third off, and that would be a huge result for them. We're obviously currently where they stand, and they've had the odd decent result, but definitely, we're assuming Nail can obviously continue his quality pace into the race car. That would be huge for the team, and long term as the season goes on, that could really mean where they finish later on. So it's very good if they can get there. But Monaco is a different beast. But from my understanding of what Nail can do in this at the circuit, Gareth, he should nail it. Pardon the pun, that was completely unintentional. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, guys. Monaco, anything can happen. Safety cars are almost guaranteed, aren't they? So we'll see how this race pans out.
We certainly will do. Monaco, well, is it a? I'm trying to think of the best words to describe this because I've called Nail special tonight, and that's been taken out of context. So, what else can I be made that's been out of context tonight? I'm not sure, but stick around for the race. I'm sure anything that comes out of my mouth will be can be yeah. Let's move on anyway. Other drivers that could cause, I say other drivers, other teams that could cause some issues. Obviously, the TF10 driver awards. They're fourth place at the moment in the standing. Wards, there's a lot of struggle for the TF10 team tonight, but they could pull a different strategy out of the bag, which means something else could happen for them.
Yeah, I think there's, like we've already mentioned, there's quite a few race strategies going into this Grand Prix, especially with the two-stop. And if you're banking on a safety car, for example, there's definitely an opportunity where, definitely an opportunity where you could gain a huge amount of places by a bit of luck on your side as well. Don't get me wrong, but definitely something for the drivers to think about this evening and try something different, especially with, like I said, the two-stop strategy this evening. So yeah, it's got a lot of work to do, Gareth. But definitely something is doable. But it's so difficult to try and predict this Grand Prix. It could be they stay in exactly the same position the whole race. It's really difficult to try and predict what's going to happen in tonight's race.
Yeah, it's not a traditional one where we can be like, this, that. It's far more difficult. And let's have a look at the standings. We've got one more race before the season break, and that's Vegas next time out. And this is a calendar that we got on offer here for us tonight. Oh, for us tonight for the whole season. And this is a tricky part of the season. We had Miami last week, another walled circuit. This week we got Monaco. Next week we have Vegas. So it's far more difficult. It's a more difficult mindset for some of these drivers to have, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll get the critics and don't want to do new Grand Prix. Miami was, like I said last week, back over to America next time around. And Vegas, I think I've only done one race around Vegas from memory. So it's a Marmite circuit again. I don't think there are better circuits out. So let's say that, Gareth. We'll be nice and political. keep it neutral. But yeah, it's we'll talk about it in the build up next week and about the circuit and how the drivers interpret it. But it's yeah, we'll have to wait and see next week. I think Monaco is whether, I don't know, maybe they don't prefer, maybe they prefer Las Vegas over Monaco. Monaco is again another one. It's Marmite. Yeah, someone would love it, but then again, it could be a train the whole way around. We just don't know how the season's going to pan out.
Definitely not. And I think someone that will love this one from the Marmite side of things is Nail, because, well, what a qualifier. We will keep on banging on about that because, well, I believe, I mean, Ace might have to correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that was quicker than the PC lap time from last night, which is not, it's quite rare that you get a console lap time and over your top tier racers to be beaten by or beating the PC side. So fair play if that is the case. And then, the second half of this calendar is absolutely stacked, isn't it? You know, we've got Brazil, Imola, Austria, Canada, Silverstone, and then Australia. I mean, I don't think Australia may be the one out of all of those that could be the track that isn't up there with the rest. The other five, I can't remember a bad race I've commentated over. Even Australia now, with the track changes that they've had, far better now.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, you know, I think Austria's a fantastic circuit, as I'm sure the many commentaries we've done together, Gareth, keep banging on about it. But yeah, they're all great. If anything, I don't think Canada is as good as it used to be for one reason or another. So no, I'm not saying it's not a bad circuit. In that lineup, I think, in my opinion, I think Canada may be the worst out of the bunch after the break. But you know, Silverstone as the penultimate race as well, around 11, I think that would be amazing. And then ending down under, which, like you've already said, those track changes have changed the world out of that circuit, and you can overtake properly around there now. So it hopefully we'll have a fight this season for CSS.
Certainly, we're just waiting for the countdown to fully start on this one, so we should be going racing very, very, very shortly. Chat, let us know who you think is going to take victory tonight. Do you think Nail is going to be the driver that does it? Ollie, I'm going to throw that question over to you before I answer it myself.
Yeah, no. You keep bang on about Nail, so I'm pretty sure I could follow your wisdom this evening, and you've seen it before, Monaco. I haven't, but I'm gonna go outside chance. Well, I say outside chance. They're second in the championship, so I'm gonna go an ET8 driver for the win tonight. Yeah, I'll go ET8. I won't say a driver, but I think just to bring that gap down from SCI to ET8. Nothing against the Shizou team. Just I like to have a title fight, Gareth.
Yeah, we all like to have a title fight, and well, you know, it's a new game. You know, I saw Nail over on the last game, and I mean, his qualifying pace hasn't changed, but maybe the race has changed a little bit. Maybe, you know, who knows? Maybe there will be a safety car. Maybe he will make a mistake into Anthony Nose or Massenet or Nouvelle Chicane, or even to back. We've seen it, or even Nouvelle Chicane. That first part of the chicane where we saw two drivers lose it in qualifying. You know, all it takes is one small bit of lack of concentration, I guess is the best way to describe it, and that's it. Your race is done, dusted. And we got 39 laps of this. It's 39 laps of being full on constantly. There's no rest here at Monaco. It's a real test to your concentration skills. Yeah,
concentration, endurance. You know, it's nuts, isn't it? How you've just got to be on it the whole time. You get very little rest at the circuit. The only real time you can rest is coming down the pit straight, because the tunnel, you're still there's still an element of turning through there, and also it's one of the overtaking opportunities at the circuit. So you've got that pressure looking behind you, diving into the Noble chicane there. So it is, you know, I'm sure those who are racing at the front will be sweating buckets because it's a warm night tonight in the UK here. I'm glad I'm in the comms box, not in the driver's seat tonight.
You don't want to be in the commentary box over this side because it's already hitting 36 degrees in this room. So, I'm surprised I'm not just a big drip anyway. But we are going to move over to the race screen because the race will start very, very shortly. And I don't want to miss any part of the action whatsoever. Let us know in the chat if you think Nail's going to be capable of winning this one, or is it going to be someone else? It'll be really great to see your thoughts on that. And we could have different, I banged on about it already, different strategies. It could be that, someone will go soft, and then hard to make that pace advantage, and then just be a rolling roadblock at the end of the Grand Prix because they got track position. But about that, never mind. We're on 3 for 5 red lights here in Monaco, and it's lights out, away we go, and it looks like a pretty decent start from Dirk actually, but is being pressured by Sergioli as they head into the first corner, and it's a good overtake from both ET8 drivers. Surely not. Francesco Largo fighting back from Ryder Dahl as they head up through Barrage and into Massenet, and the 2 Red Bulls against the 2 Mercedes. It's got a feeling of 2021 all over again. A little bit. Francesco Largo getting tapped a little bit in the back there. The Ferrari of Ivan's trying to get involved, and here comes ET8 Ryder Dahl again. Surely not in the inside. They need to fight it, and they have done. That's a great move in the end from Ryder Dahl.
Yeah, I was thought, he can't go on the outside there. Oh, there's more contact as they come through the tunnel there. The Suzuka is trying his best to keep up with Radal there, but he's got to be careful though. The Ferrari of Ivan is behind, and he's gone down the inside into the chicanes. Another place loss for Francesco, and that's not going to help the team standings, Gareth.
There's a yellow flag somewhere. We've lost a car. It's an AMS driver, and it's full course yellow. Safety. It's a safety car now. I thought it was going to just be a virtual, but some of the drivers can get one of those pit stops out of the way, I suppose, if they wish to. Are we going to see any driver do that? Yes. And we do. Sergioli.
The top guys already picked, yeah.
Well, they may as well. They may as well get that over and done with. Nail maybe being caught out a little bit. There's a penalty there for someone. ET8 Ryder Dahl staying out. Max van der Geest. Oh, Max van der Geest teammates with Nail. This could be interesting. Hold up strategy maybe on the cards for the VNT team.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's unfortunately, obviously Max up into 3rd now, but he's got Ryder Dahl ahead of him. We've seen how aggressive Ryder Dahl was on the start. Gained a place over Francesco on the opening lap. So see if how Ryder Dahl does against Neil here. But yeah, frantic start, and obviously the ET8 drivers had the one up. Both got past their Red Bull counterparts on the opening lap here. So they'll both be happy. But again, a heap of pit stops. We've only got the top 5. So that is Neil, Ryder Dahl, Max van der Geest, Wards and Lucas all not pitting. One thing to note, guys, obviously Wards, that was at the back of the grid, up into 4th now with all the pit stops. He already had only taken 5 people from the start, so Wards had a brilliant start to this Grand Prix, but now up into 4th, obviously pit stops come into play, but he'll be over the moon with that.
Yeah, that's well, and this is the thing. This is why I think the mandatory 2-stop is going to work well. Some people, especially the Shizou Cedars, have taken the jump to put both of their drivers into that early pit stop phase. Francesco down to 11th, Dirk just behind Sergioli. If Ryder Dahl can't keep up with Niall or gets caught by Max van der Geest or anything like that, then ET8 could be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've got to stay up at the top here. Try and keep up with both. Well, with Neil at the front. Try and maximise the points you can get tonight. Especially with. I appreciate this pit stop, but both shoe drivers 7th and 11th respectively. If they can try something different. Again, the safety car will change their strategies, won't it? A lot of them pitted when they wouldn't have, we weren't expecting a safety car on lap 1. So we'll see. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the comms between the teammates and the team owners here, guys, because it'd be great really understand what they're thinking, because it's yes, because again, as we expected, thrown things about once again.
Just having a look at a few of the cars coming through, seeing if there's any damaged front wings. It doesn't look like all the ones that are pitted may, well, you would have liked to have thought that they would have changed those front wings in the pits, but the safety car is in this lap. We're lap 3 of 39 here. We have lost one driver, AMS Knight, into for this one, and someone asked to change the question by how many seconds that Nail is going to win by. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see on that one. But they have yet to pit while everyone's 6th from Sergioli down. When does Ryder Dahl... Oh, I saw Nail. Or when does Nail decide to go? Nail's gone already. Ryder Dahl's trying to keep up with them as they come down to start that 4 of 39 here tonight. And it looks pretty easy going for the front 2 at the moment, holding station well with Max van der Geest and TF10 Wards just behind. And into the pits goes White Sheep. There must be another problem for the Ferrari driver, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly. Yeah, it's a long way back for him, but we'll see. Well, fingers crossed he can get through. But yeah, I just Ryder Dahl got caught napping a little bit. Nail went just before Anthony Node, so a bit early. Well, I say early. I don't think it is, but he was caught napping slightly. So the gap was 5/10 across the line. Now it's almost a second. As White Sheep gets a penalty for his troubles. Soon that's on the exit of the pits for White Sheep there pitting. So a long evening ahead for him. But again, they're leading the way with Red Dahl in second, and the VNT teammate Max van der Geest in third place.
Nail pulling away now from Ryder Dahl and from Max van der Geest. Well, I don't know. We're going to see something maybe a little bit special from the VNT driver tonight. Max van der Geest struggling to keep up with Ryder Dahl and Wards, keeping station with Max van der Geest at the moment, as Sergioli getting past AMS Knight into the first corner, nearly clipping the front end of Dirk off as well.
Around the outside of T1, guy, that's a phenomenal move.
Sorry to cut you off. Dirk's just flown up the inside at Massenet of Lucas as well.
Oh, and there's contact there between Lucas and Ivan. That damage to the front wing of Ivan, I don't think it is. But Amos Lucas is a bit of a rolling roadblock in the race. As you can see the cars queuing up as they come into something in the previous lap. And Knight obviously yet to pit what everyone else has around. And absolutely like to race his own race. You know, he better to get track position over pitting. But he is under a lot of pressure.
A huge amount of pressure through swimming pool as well. As Sergioli has 2.3 seconds to catch the Wards up ahead. Ryder Dahl just managing to keep back up in touch with Nail. That's good from Nail. Good from Ryder Dahl, showing a little bit of strength here against the VNT driver. But Dirk did everything they needed to do to ensure that the ET8 driver of Sergioli didn't fly away there up the inside into Massenet by Ivan, trying to find a way past Lucas, but it's not happening. The rolling roadblock of AMS. Lucas is holding firm at the moment, but through Mirabal is going to be very, very tough. Somehow the Ferrari held it.
Yeah, and Van der Spin is also trying to get through, and they both have managed to get through here. And now is JT, who's on the back of Lucas, and Lucas is in a world of
pain as well. Drew dropping a position from JT. Holding station at the moment. This is where all the action is at the moment. Ryder Dahl losing 10-second penalty for loads of cars, cutting probably the Nouvelle chicane there. Ryder Dahl 1.3 seconds behind Nail, and Nail is just starting to turn the screw a little bit as Lucas just struggling. Will we see a pit? No, we won't see a pit. But Sergioli and Dirk catching back up to P3.
Yeah, they're P4, isn't it? The Wards, you've got Wards and then Max van der Geest there, but yeah, they are. It's 1.4 at the moment, and you can see the car down the road. You can see him just on board with them as he comes over the bumps. coming down into turn 5 and 6. You've got the Alpine just ahead of him. The gap is coming down now. He's already through sector 1. So Sergio on a mission, dragging Dirk up. They come into the Nova chicane. Plenty of space to that corner, but Wards and Mac van der Geest both on the mediums. Sergio on a set of fresh, hard compound tyres, but see whether he can catch up. And he is catching, but when he'll try to make the move as Lucas has dropped another 2 positions to Francesco and Simon Barker, and now down to 12th place.
Yeah, Francesco Largo hasn't made the moves up as much as they would have wanted, I think, tonight. So far, only 1 position up since the pit stop phase. Mathis getting past Simba Roxwad. That battle actually still raging on through Anthony Knows, but we'll just stay on board with the battle for P3 at the moment, because Max van der Geest trying to pull away a little bit from Wards through this part of lap 8. Sergioli and Dirk chase them down for position right now. Ryder Dahl is now 1.9 seconds behind that, and if we have a look at the gap to leader, well, at the moment Nail probably could pit and come out in P12, which is not a bad shout if you think about it like that.
Yeah, but he's going to be in traffic. That's the problem. He wants to try and eke out a gap where he could. I'm not sure where he'd pop out at, but you can get a bit of fresh air, around this circuit, especially try and just nail those almost a quali lap to quali lap. That would be ideal for him. But see how that happens. And unfortunately, Lucas gets a penalty for multiple warnings there, so the pressure is getting to the man in 12th place. But back and boards with Wards come down the pitch straight. That gap isn't really moving, but unfortunately for Wards, he's now got Sid directly on his gearbox. So he'll be trying to get past both these drivers to keep try and close the gap to his teammate then in ETH Ryder Dahl in 2nd place. And Wards goes wide through it would have been Massenet there, and now he's right to the back of that Alpine.
Yeah, this is all very, very close, and try not to hit each other. Sergioli trying to find a different line through it. We've got a yellow flag and a retirement. Is this going to be another safety car? It is indeed. Nail pulling all that gap out, and it's just going to be pretty much all for nothing. I wonder if we're going to see the likes of Sergioli, Dirk, who've already pitted, to get that through again. Max van der Geest is 11 seconds behind Nail. That's insane.
Huge, yeah. But surely if Nail pits now, as with Rodal, they'd get out ahead of the next group of cars?
Could be. Let's have a look. Does Nail decide to gamble? Yes. Ryder Dahl gambles. What about Max van der Geest? Max van der Geest has to gamble at this point. There has to be a pit there for those cars. Yes, the other 2 behind do as well. What about Ivan? Ivan, will you pit? Ivan is deciding to stay out. Are we going to see a new race leader for the first time of this race? This is going to be close. Let's have a look at it from the point of view. No, we're not. Ivan's not going to be close enough. Oh my goodness me. That's an exciting part of it, because there is a car between Ryder Dahl and Nail, and that is insane.
It's a penalty for collision with Misha. Why has that happened? Yeah, new front wing for Misha, and a new front wing for Simba Rocks 1. But yeah, crucially, Gareth, you mentioned Ivan in between our original top 2, and that could be.
Sorry, I didn't realise I said that aloud. Dirk and Sergioli have swapped places.
They have. How has that happened?
I wonder if there was a front wing change on the Mercedes of the ETA
could
driver.
well be.
But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I wasn't. I thought
No,
I had my mic on mute.
No, you made a noise, so I assumed something had happened. I stopped talking. But yeah, no, crucial. The fact that Dirk has got ahead of Sergioli when we were obviously talking about the SCI and ETA battle. Francesco's still down in 10th place at the moment from JT. All so we just look at the stopwise. A lot of the drivers have got those two stops out the way now. So you've only got, let's go through from bottom to top. Lucas has done one stop. Priory done one stop. So that he's just coming to pits now. And then you've got the top 5 all done one stop. So I assume the likes of Dirk, Sergioli, JT are going to the end on those tyres, while the top 5 will have to pit again.
Yeah, that would be the assumption. But the way Nail's gone, you know what? Pull the gap out again like they did before. Was it, well, not even 9 laps, it was 6 laps, managing to pull 11 seconds to their teammate Max van der Kiest. The only driver really, and this is not to discredit Ivan at all, that can cause problems now for Nail is Ryder Dahl. Max van der Kiest and Ward still in front of Dirk and Sergioli, so they have to get past that roadblock before they can start having another battle further up. But my goodness me, we're about a third, just shy of a third of this Grand Prix in, and plenty still to be had.
Yeah, it's not been a boring Monaco as of yet. It's been exciting. Great to see, and hopefully the guys watching are entertained in this one. But yeah, second safety car of the Grand Prix. We get a bit of racing now done, but unfortunately, yeah, Samuel Barker and AMS Knight both bowing out of this Grand Prix. I think it was a Casino, wasn't it, Gareth, where we lost Samuel Barker. So yeah, unfortunate for him. Luckily, he had a teammate with him around for the PR team, but only Simba Rocks one is left for that team this evening. But yeah, all the cars, we say they were all joined back in the queue, but we just picked from White Sheep. And that will be third or fourth pit stop now. Fourth pit stop for White Sheep. It's going to run out tired in this ring for the Ferrari team, but yeah, hopefully we'll get back in the racing again.
Maybe they can go to Aston Martin or Haas and borrow some of the other tyres from those on. But yeah, we'll wait and see how this one will continue to fan out. But Nail, I don't know. I still think massively in the driving seat, obviously. But we'll have to wait and see. That obviously one more pit stop that they have to have, and all of the top 5 still have to have that one extra pit stop. Dirk and Sergioli have a lot of pressure on their hands to get through the field. As things stand, chat, let us know who you think is going to take victory tonight, or rephrase the question, by how many seconds is Nail going to take victory by tonight, was one of the requests. The safety car is in this lap. I wonder if Nail will decide to go at the same point as they did last time.
Well, there's a different driver behind him, so he could well go before we get to the final corner. I think crucially, Randall needs to be switched on and try and get past Ivan as quickly as possible, maybe even into turn 1. Well, we saw Randall get round in all sorts coming through up the hill, so we'll see what Randall does here. And I think again, gone at exactly the same point.
And Ivan struggled just like Ryder Dahl did, but Ryder Dahl knew it was coming. So on this lap, heading into lap 13 of this one, no real ability to make a move, but so much nicer through there, and the mistake from the Ferrari. And is that there's thankfully no damage to Ryder Dahl, but there is no car between Ryder Dahl and Nail anymore. And Ryder Dahl, having the softer compounder tyres, is this a ploy to keep up with the Williams driver ahead?
Could well be, but that was an absolute perfect, well, a bold save by Ivan, just about keep that car in a straight line, and Radal braving it around the outside there. Somehow there was no contact between the drivers, but yeah, squeaky bomb time for Ivan. One and a four. Got Max van der Kiest right behind for company as they come down into the Nova Chicane. No move occasion, but I'm sure they will appreciate if he can get past Ivan and try and keep up with Radalo, at least be a rear gunner to the rest of behind him. But already the gap of a second between first and second.
Yeah, it's now 3.8 between Ivan and Nail as well. That's how big of a gap it is. Max van der Geest. Well, would love to be able to get past this Ferrari and then have a second roadblock for their teammate further up ahead to stop the likes of Dirk and Sergioli, because they've still got to pit. These guys still got to pit. Ivan, you can see how tired and worn those hard compounder tyres are in comparison right now.
Yeah, and he's gone deep into sixth there. Max van der Geest trying to find a way through, and there's a bit of background. I think that's damage. Or is it Sergioli's got damage to his front wing maybe? Or was it the Red Bull? And we got a virtual safety car for something that happened in sector 2 there.
So I saw there was behind the timing screen on the left hand side, I did see Fanta and Lucas hitting each other. So I'm just having a look. There's nothing on the Red Bull, but there's possibly damage to the front left end plate of the ET8 driver Sergioli. Is there any other damage on the cars? There is on JT and the Kick Sauber there. Francesca Largo, have you got damage? This could be crucial when it comes to the championship fight.
Yeah, I think it does, as does left side end plate missing on the Red Bull.
And Fanta's got damage, and Fana, has got damage. Damage to both end plates there. Drivers pitting, Ivan and Wards being the two under the VSC. But it's 10 seconds. 10 seconds already between Max van der Geest and Nail Gullet. Or it's just shy of that, actually. It's coming down a little bit more now because it's not a virtual anymore. It's a full safety car.
Yeah, I was just questioning it because it says virtual, but the car is out in the circuit. So, yeah, third safety car of the evening. Again, I think predictions, we should predict how many safety cars we're going to have rather than how far ahead Nail in this Grand Prix. But not ideal. No pit stops for the top 3 here. But with all the carnage on the previous lap, Dirk is now up in the 4th place, still ahead of Sergioli. As who was that? That was someone leaving the session. Let's see who that was. But yeah, crucially, Nail couldn't eke out that gap, because obviously Ivan was there, and we saw by the time they got through the tunnel. So Radadal now has the opportunity to close that gap down and try and keep up with our race leader.
Yeah, time will tell, but currently it's going well for Nail and Radadal still, but possibly not as strong as they would have liked. As the Awadi up into 7th place, and let's have a look at the positional changes for this one. Ward's up 12 positions, great for them. Up 8 positions is Max van der Geest yet to make the standard mandatory second stop, and the same for Nail and Ryder-Dahl. So technically, we could say the net leader of this Grand Prix is Dirk out of all that, but it all depends on how quickly Ryder-Dahl and Nail Gullit can move away and get just fight on down the road and pull the gap out.
Yeah, I think that crucially, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but Max van der Geest and Nail are they're on the same strategy, so they've both been pitting at the same time. If they've got to do it on a safety car, could it be where they're still quite close together? Max gets delayed. It's something to consider here. In this Grand Prix, but we'll see when they come in, and they're both doing a good job. Obviously Nail's held the lead for the whole Grand Prix so far. Max obviously have quite a few positions as well, so yeah, we'll see how it pans out for VNT now. It's as Final Spin gets a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. It's not ideal for him, but I think we'll have one more lap of safety car action, and then we should be back in the racing game.
Hopefully soon. We're moving on to lap 17 of 39. My brain will decide to work eventually. But yeah, now good at leading the Grand Prix from Rydal and Max van der Gies. Those 3 drivers need to pit again. Fan a spin into the pit lane to, well, hopefully get a front wing changed there. I believe that's what they are doing anyway. I wonder if we pop on board. It's a rather lengthy pit stop, so it does look like it would have been a front wing change there as well.
I think he was serving a 10-second penalty.
There was also, 10-second penalty will also, I didn't know if it could be served under a safety car, but if it did, that's a perfect time to serve it. It does look like the penalty has been served anyway. So yeah, still penalties, pit stops for the top 3. So the net leaders are Dirk and Sergioli right now.
Yes, yeah, and they're on the back of the queue now. We'll see how quick Max is and whether he can keep up with Rydal on the restart. But yeah, crucially, Sergio needs to get past Dirk as quickly as he can. Both on the same strategy. From a team point of view, obviously from a team point of view, ETA is doing very well with Francesco down in 10th place. But if Sergio can get by, safety car is in on this lap. And yeah, but crucially, if he can get past and catch up with his teammate. From a team point of view, that would be ideal. But yeah, crucially, like I said, Neil and Rydal on 2 different set of tyres. So Rydal got to utilise his tyres best he can. Start raining and going off.
Yeah, when does Neil go again? This time, I don't think they would have caught Rydal out at all because the gap is only 0.3 of a second. Neil really needs to, think of a new strategy from the safety car restart because not caught anyone out there at all.
No, he should have maybe left it later, but I guess also momentum maybe going through those first couple of corners. For the final couple of corners on the lap. But yeah, we'll see what the gap is like. 5, 6 tenths. I mean, looking on circuit is nothing really, but we'll keep an eye on the gap between the top 2 and whether Dirk and Sergio can get by Max here. How long Max can act as a rear gunner, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think Neil really needs Max to pull out all the stops to hold up Dirk and Sergioli through this one. It's already 1.2 seconds gap between the top 2 and 3rd place man, Max van der Gies, and that's exactly what they need. Dirk hasn't been able to do anything with that at the moment, but I think there is front wing damage to the left end plate of Sergioli. It is indeed. So that's not going to help. That's going to cause a little bit extra tyre wear and a little bit extra problematic in turning for the ET8 driver, and eventually could cause even more trouble.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I thought he'd fix that. Maybe he's hit the wall at some point as Prairie gets a 3-second time penalty. But yeah, losing a little bit of time to Dirk here, and that's not going to be ideal. He needs to stay on the back of that Red Bull. I appreciate it's difficult to damage front wing, but crucially, you can stay with him, drag him along. But again, they've done their stops now, those 2. So if he does, it's for the front wing change. It's going to cost him.
Let's see what. There's no damage on Dirk. I was just making sure. Well, I was just seeing what the damage front would be there. Now let's go up to the leaders because this is the closest we've seen Rydal and Neil be on track. Okay, there is a tyre difference between the 2 of them, and as I say that, it looks like Rydal's just slipping a little bit away from this, ever impressive now round this Monaco track.
Yeah, he's lost quite a few tenths on the lap, didn't he? And Neil is on rail tracks, isn't he? Flying around the circuit, and we mentioned it, fast lap of the race 111.7 for the VNT driver. And I don't think Rydal's got anything to reply with it.
No, I think using all the ERS and everything to the advantage and still not enough. Max van der Gies holding up Dirk, and this could be problematic as they head on down to Mirabel, but nothing doing on this occasion, and Sergioli struggling through that as well. Ward's getting past the McLaren of Zuardi there, and that could allow Ward's to maybe catch back up with the front running of the group. Ward's having a great race in comparison to where they started with the qualifying ban.
Oh, absolutely. This is unheard of. The amount of cars he's managed to jump is phenomenal. But 1.9 to JT now, so a little bit of work to do for Wards, but definitely the man to keep an eye on in this Grand Prix gap, because he's had a fantastic start from where he started.
Back to Dirk then. Still technically the net leader, I guess you could call, of this Grand Prix. But the longer this goes on for, the less likely it's going to continue on. Ryder Dahl now a second behind Nail. Are they waiting for a fourth safety car in this Grand Prix to bail them out? The only thing I think that will bail them out, I'm just worried about Ryder Dahl's tyre life, because you could probably get 20 laps out of a medium, but the further you go on them, the less performance you're going to get out of them.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Does he call Nail's bluff here? Does he pit early and see what he does? Crucially, though, if realistically, both of them will come out in traffic with where looking at the mini map, the gap isn't big enough at the moment, so it's going to be quite crucial when they pit. But I think Radal is going to try and call Nail's bluff here and go earlier and see if that tricks him to come in, and maybe he can get him on the overcut.
Just to remind everyone, the position, the story on the tyre swapping and the pit stop swapping, still at the front, the top three still to have that second stop, mandatory second stop, and the gap to the leader between Wards and Nail is the one. I don't say the one to watch, but it's about 10 seconds between them at the moment as we'll continue on in this Grand Prix. The tyre life for a lot of these cars, Wards is 5 laps younger than Nail. That's something to consider as well, especially with Nail still producing fast lap after fast lap.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think, like you said, it's a testament to the driver and how quick he is. You know, I think I should have listened to your prediction, going for an ET drive. But Red Dal's still within touching distance. That's now 1.8, so he's not got the slipstream and the DRS they previously had, but we'll see. Oh.
We've lost you from it, but we haven't lost your voice. I should be able to get you quickly back in. Apologies for this one, everybody. We will just get that back in. It is Monaco after all, so not too much missed, but Max van der Geest now for about 7 seconds behind Nail. We're having a look at the gap to leader is 6.2 behind Nail at the moment, their teammate, and Dirk is 6.5 seconds behind. There's another penalty to Priory Belbelby there, as Ward's 10.4. Nail's pace through and through is still strong, but not pulling away massively from others, as Mathis leaving the session as well. Yeah, lap 23 of 39, still very, very tight right now.
Yeah, it's well, it's great to see, guys. It shows how competitive this league is. Excuse me. I'm just joining back into the session. Neil not running away with it, but still, Red Dal's doing everything in his power to try and keep up with our race leader. But we'll have to wait and see if he can. But crucially, Dirk still has not got past Max van der Geest.
Yeah, I think when that happens as well, I think Sergioli will struggle, especially with that front wing damage. It will be so difficult for them to get back into it, to get back through. But at the moment, as things stand, the gap between Sergioli and Nail is 7.6 seconds. Sergioli's throwing everything at it, but struggling to keep up with Dirk. Max van der Geest slower through the corner than I think Dirk was expecting, and a bit of contact.
Yeah, it's part and parcel of this race. We've seen a bit of contact in this Grand Prix. A few front wings going missing. So Dirk trying everything in his power to get this. Williams just can't work his way through at the moment, and Sergioli in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, when trying everything. He's almost doing the kitchen sink at the VNT driver. Just get by at the moment, obviously. It's understandable. And then but behind these two, you've got JT, 3.7 seconds. And whether he's driving a bit of a queue of cars with him as well. So Sergioli, with that damage, could be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I think JT is driving a wounded car as well as Sergioli, which is possibly causing a bit of the problem at 25 of 39 here tonight. As yeah, we're sticking on board with Max van der Geest and Dirk, because this is where the battling is really the highest and the most, I don't want to say the most important, but it kind of is in the respect of with who's going to win this Grand Prix, whether it's going to be Dirk or Nail, really, because that's the positionings as things stand. Because you're not going to, the VNT team aren't going to box Max van der Geest until Nail is, well, I don't want to say home and dry, but pretty much home and dry.
Yeah, it's not a bad way of thinking about it. You know, he's got a hell of a lead here. But crucially, he needs to build that gap, hasn't he? He needs to build that gap to make sure he jumps out ahead of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th group we've got here. And luckily, he's got a teammate holding up Dirk. But Dirk's not been there. He's not been close enough for a move, really. Other than, I think 2 laps ago, he's not been diving up the inside or trying to go around the outside of the corners. In fairness, Max is a quick driver.
Yeah, I think Max is utilising the ERS at perfect points and powering down at the right areas, which is frustrating Dirk. And Dirk is, I think, well, maybe in a bit of an ERS save, as just saw in the background there, JT being swarmed by a gaggle of cars coming into Santa Vot, and, well, nothing really doing for them to get past that Kick Sauber at the moment. As, well, I'm just trying to do a little bit of maths here. If Ryderdal was to pit, Ryderdal would come out in 12th place, I believe, right now, as things stand. But when do you pit your driver that's trying to, which is trying to win the race, but has to then go through a load of cars?
Yeah, and that could be the difference of where they come out, as Mathis gets the new fast lap of the Grand Prix. Yeah, where they come out is going to really. Yeah, if they can build the gap a little bit further. Misha. So where is he on circuit? Just coming through the no chicane now. So yeah, if you can get it out before Misha, that would be ideal, because he's got a big old gap there where he can get his head down and try and improve on the current. Well, just put in fast lap on the fast lap, but we'll have to wait and see, really.
We'll wait and see. Indeed, Max van der Geest still doing a stellar job of holding up the championship leaders of Shazoo Cedar Igniters of CSI, SCI Dirk, and Sergioli, the ETH team there as well. At the moment, what is this? I'm looking at it from a Nile point of view now. They will come out in 9th place. There's a retirement from Belbelby. It's a full course yellow, which means a virtual safety car is out. Is this going to be upgraded to a full safety car? We're going to have another safety car for this one. But this is perfect for... Is that damage to Dirk's car? Did I just see something fly off? Was that Dirk's or was that Max van der Geest? This is going to be an interesting one. Does Niall pit? Niall does pit. This is what they needed. Ryderdal also pits. So does Max van der Geest pit? This is crucial. Max does. This is going to be tight out the pit state. Dirk can power down a little bit, but it's going to have to slow down. Where is that Williams? Where is the VNT driver? Dirk takes the lead of the Grand Prix.
As does Sergioli, gets past as well. So crucially, they are now in 3rd place. JT jumped ahead as well. Ryderdal down to just come out. Oh, down to 7th, Gareth. Not ideal at all. I don't know whether I don't know whether front wing change, because he's quite far behind him. Oh, he's got 6th now. He's managed to overtake there. So Jasko gets drive-through penalty, speeding under VSC. So that is really not ideal from a points point of view. It's Dirk now leading, but yeah, Francesco is going to be way down now, that drive-through.
Not ideal, that at all. Rydertal does get past Ivan in the end. Here comes, well, Nail, for the first time in this Grand Prix, is not leading this race, but he's already caught up to Sergioli and Dirk. This is going to be tight. So much more grip on those mediums. Can they do anything about it?
Well, yeah, well, going off the performance so far, I think he can get. But you know, Sergioli with the damage and the whack, he's just gone flying around the outside, or they even get to turn 1. Oh, yeah, I think you should get by both.
Wow, what an overtake as Ryderdahl getting past Wards around the outside, surely of Massenet. Tries it, but nothing doing on this occasion for Nail as they continue on down towards Mirabel. No room past Dirk. Dirk has 11 laps of pure pain behind them to keep Nail behind. And if Dirk manages it, then maybe you just give driver of the season to Dirk straight away. The fact that he's holding on for as long as they have, they're going to leave Sergioli behind. The pace difference is absolutely insane between the two of them. Nail goes to the inside. Dirk trying to defend for his life. It's giving me a terrible camera angle. There's Nail still fighting tooth and nail. So is Dirk. But Dirk has to concede the position in the end, and Ryderdahl snipping on through JT as well. But Nail back into the lead of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, it didn't take long, did it? Half a lap, maybe? Great, you know, I think, like I said, those tyres make a world of difference for Nail, and flies on through. I don't think Dirk or Sergioli had anything to add. And now it's Ryderdahl in the 4th place. I'm sure Sergioli will let his teammate through, maybe even help him get past Dirk in all that. Max Van der Kie's also getting by Wards, and he's got JT ahead of him, almost JT up the hill.
Surely up the inside. Oh, that was a bit divey and nearly sent JT into the outside of Massenet. Has got the move done and dusted in the end. JT now holding up Wards, who's had an incredible race themselves. Francesco Largo yet to serve the drive-through penalty. But back to Dirk as Mathis retires from the session in the pit lane. That's for them to sort out as Dirk still fighting through, and unfortunate Dirk couldn't hold on for much longer, but well, Sergioli is going to pressure the Shizou driver for as long as they can and then let Ryderdahl at them, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think Sergioli knows his position here. He won't be able to get by Dirk very easily. I think Ryderdahl has got the better opportunity. Try to look at the gap to 2.8 between Ryderdahl and Max Van der Kii. So keep an eye on that gap, because we've seen how quick Max is now on those fresh compound mediums. But then further back, JT's got a hell of a queue behind, as you expect, with the damage to his front wings. He's trying to hold everyone, but for how long for? Not sure.
Look at Francesco Largo leaving the pit lane. Will they have anything up the inside? No, they won't. They're going to have to stick behind Simbarox for the time being. And that is, well, Shizou need Dirk to stay up towards the top end in that second place for as long as they can, as we are just going to see, I think, Francesco Largo make a move up the inside of Simbarox 1 and then chase down Max Powell. Back to the battle for P2. And you know what? VNT have had an absolute incredible race from this one. Let's just have a confirmation of the pit stops. Everyone has had their mandatory 2 stops. And then a positional change. Max van der Geest up 6 places. Wards up 13. And biggest losers, unfortunately, for this one is Fanaspin, as Sergioli getting out of the way of Ryderdahl. And Francesco Largo both down 8 places.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag, isn't it? Yeah, with the amount of safety cars we've had, damage to some drivers doing 3 or 4 pit stops in this race. Well, White Sheep's on 6 guys, which I think might be a new record. To double check the stats, but you can see how much quicker Rydal is than Dirk here. He's just finding the opportunity to get by him, may get past him through the tunnel, just like Neil did.
Let's see what happens. Dirk is defending, going to the inside to the tunnel. We'll have the inside to the Nouvelle Chicane. No way through for Rydal on this occasion, and Dirk holding station really nicely. I say that though. There goes Rydal. Perfect movement in the end for the ET8 driver and up into second place, but it's 10 seconds between first and second place.
Yeah, that's just flown up, isn't it? Neil just is on rail track, isn't he? Just glued to the circuit and is flying by, and no one he's got past that. So far, I don't think it will be broken, if I'm honest, Gareth.
I'm just having I think. Can we see a VNT double podium right now? Is that possible? As you know, Sergioli and Dirk went for the longer strategy to try and get track position, but Max van der Gee's tyres are going to be absolutely, well, they're in so much better condition. Are they going to be singing an all hymn sheets?
Could well be. Monaco's tough to get round anybody. Not really seeing much racing from Max. Appreciate not much racing here for obvious reasons. But we'll keep an eye on it. And Sergioli, obviously the first man on his hit, man with a damaged front wing, he should be able to get by him quite easy, really. But Sergioli is a fighter. Sure, he won't give up the position. He doesn't have to.
Francesco Largo did manage to dispatch. And I was just about to say dispatch Max Power. They've now got past Iwadi as well, and looking at AMS Lucas in their wings, and that's damage limitation now for the Shizou Cedar Igniter team. Dirk holding on to third place for the time being. If you're an ET8 fan, you just want to hope that Sergioli can keep up with that front damage.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It's a tricky one, isn't it? It's not fun driving around here with a full alone, with some missing on the Mercedes, but yeah, not really pressurising Dirk either. He's happy to stay behind him, relax really. But unfortunately now for Sergio, he's got Max on his gearbox.
Yeah, let's see how this one pans out. It's lap 34 of 39. Things are happily ticking along at the moment for these guys. It's still 9.8 seconds. Rydal has stemmed the flow a little bit, but they have pulled. Rydal has pulled 5 seconds there. Ivan getting past Wards for the battle for P7. It's still kicking off between the two of them, and they head on towards to back as Wards tries to fight it, but there was just no way for it for the TF10 driver in the end. As JT is 10 seconds behind. It's incredible to see the gaps in the field. It's the top two could probably pit and come out back into P4 and 5. It's crazy to say.
Yeah, well, they won't have to look out. They've done their 2 stops, so they'll relax now and just try and hold the lead the best they can. Yeah, the gap is unreal between Rydal and now as we've got more yellow flags. Just some slow cars coming through the final corner there for one reason or another. I think 10-second time penalty for Misha for one. Didn't see what happened there, but for the driver. And there's more front wing flying off Misha. So Misha having a bit of pull here, down an end plate on the left side.
Picking up gaining 10 seconds of gaining a position penalty as well. This is pretty nuts. Nail, I don't think Nail's pushing too much right anymore. I think they're just happy with 3.5 laps remaining. The yellow flag as a retirement from Lucas. What has happened back there? I wonder if we're going to see it from Misha's point of view when they come through. That does not look like a happy Haas car, but no safety car involved. So that means everyone now in this race will pick up points. As Max Power, I think, has lost it into the swimming pool area as well.
Has damaged that front wing, but crucially, like you mentioned, just finish the race now, you'll get points. It's going to be hard for Max Power, but you will get a point in this Grand Prix.
Let's continue back on for the the battle for the final podium position, because Dirk has done brilliantly to hold on for the time being from Sergioli and Max van der Geest. Just ticking along nicely at the moment, and maybe saving the tyres a little bit. Not in dirty air, so the tyres are running out. And my goodness me, I thought Max van der Geest would make a move there.
He almost didn't. He was trying his best as Ivan gets, but not close enough at the moment. He's surprised how good Sergioli's doing. With this, with a damaged front wing, and still managed to stay in touch distance to Dirk ahead, but Max just can't get by at the moment. Max van der Geest can't get by. Trying his best, but it's not succeeding. Again, he's just not close to either guy. That it looks like there's not much in between them, but ultimately he needs to be right in the gearbox, making a dive into any corner of the circuit.
The longer it goes on as well. There's a retirement from White Sheep in the pits. I wonder if they know about the points down to 15th place, because that is criminal for that to happen at this stage. And oh my goodness me, that is, you know what? If I was the AMR team, I would be frustrated with that, because they were up there with some, I don't want to say good points, but they were up there with some points there, which, as the more points you get, the better it is. Absolutely gutting. Penultimate lap of the race. Niall leading by 9.2 seconds, and then Dirk still managing to hold on to the final podium position.
Yeah, Max van der Geest just can't get by 4th and 5th here. He's not close enough on any occasion to make his way through. So he'll be frustrated. I think he just can't get close enough. And fair play to Sergioli, just keeping that car pointing in a straight line with damage to the. And he set himself up to try and make a move on Dirk, but again staying behind him and holding 4th place. But it'd be crucial. Well, if he can get him, that'd be ideal. But again, just not close enough. And I think, like you already mentioned, how difficult it is with a full front wing, let alone damaged one. But yeah, Max just can't catch up at the moment.
Just no way through, and I think the best of those medium tyres are probably away from them now as well, as we're on to the final lap. I say we, everyone is, if your name's Niall, was on the final lap of the race. Ryder Dahl has finally just joined them to that as well, and the battle for P3 is getting there. My goodness me, Dirk has decided to bolt it. This could be problematic for Max van der Geest, as I don't know how much pace Sergioli has left in the tank.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Those hards of 29 laps are quite a long time on hard compound tyres, and I'm sure they're feeling it right now. I don't think obviously we're in puncture territory on this occasion, but like you said, Max not really getting anywhere. I don't think he is going to get anywhere in this race.
I think if Max van der Geest was given a heads up, maybe Francesco Largo did get past Wards in the end and trying to find a way through Ivan and JT as well. We'll go back to that one very, very shortly. But I feel like I have to go on through Larascas and Anthony Knows for the driver that has led nearly every single lap of this Grand Prix, controlled it with style, and is going to win by 9 seconds. Nail Gullet, take your hat off, because that was a fantastic drive. Ryder Dahl threw everything at it, but it just wasn't going to stick in the end. Comes home in second place. Great points for the ET8 team though. Dirk, what a drive from them, holding back Sergioli and Max van der Geest for long periods of this Grand Prix, and has come home to claim the final podium position. So fair play for that one. Back, we do have another battle. JT, Ivan and Francesco Largo fighting away. Is there going to be any more twists in the tail? I think it's going to be all she wrote as they come on down the start-finish straight to finish this one. Ivan holding off Francesco Largo, but penalties mean Francesco Largo does go up into 7th place. In 10th position, it looks like Fanaspin going to fan out there and just claim some points for the IRT team. Misha going to come home in 11th with Zilwadi in 12th, Max Power in 13th. And Simba Rocks one will round out the point scoring position tonight because White Sheep retired when they weren't meant to, throwing away points unfortunately for them. Max Power on 32 lap old tyres, and Dirk has retired and left the session. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but that is all she wrote on that one. We will wait to see what's whether it will throw us a. It's not going to. It's not going to show us the board, unfortunately. Oh, it might do. It might do. We've got the podium celebrations going off, Ollie. So that's a good sign, to say the least. But let's see if we will get the positionals. If we don't, we do. Driver of the day has been given to Wards. I would have your thoughts on that one very, very shortly, but I'll quickly go down the order one last time. It was Niall from Ryderdale and Sergio. Wasn't Sergioli, it was Dirk in the points there at podium. Then it was Sergioli, Max van der Geest, JT, Francesco Largo, Wards, Ivan, Fanna, Ziawadi, Max Power, Simba Rocks, Misha, rounding out the point scoring. Then nothing for White Sheep, Lucas, Mathis, Belbelby, Samuel Barker, and AMS Knight. So, driver of the day, going to your way, Ollie, who would you give driver of the day to tonight?
I think it's difficult not to give it to Neil, really. How he controlled that race and was barely in second when he did drop down to that place. He already got it back within half a lap. So, yeah, Neil, I think, is deserved winner for driver of the day and the race winner, obviously, for tonight's race.
Yeah, it was a great race, definitely. I will just wait to see if there is anyone that is going to jump in on. I don't think we are going to have anyone jump in the way. We'll wait and see. We're just seeing. Oh, we are going to get someone. We're going to get someone in the interview room, which is great to see. I love having a driver in and speaking to us with this one, and we are going to have our race winner here. And Ollie, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you very much. Well, Neil, congratulations. A emphatic win for yourself tonight. I mean, just talk us through your race. You almost led the race the whole time, really. Very rarely we didn't win in the lead. So, yeah, just talk us through your race.
First of all, can you hear me? Is my mic okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, cool. So, yeah, honestly, it was a bit of a roller coaster, with those 3 safety cars at the start. That's like the first time it's ever happened. There's been 3 safety cars in like years and years. I've never seen that, to be honest. So that was definitely interesting. There was moments, okay, we've won. Okay, now we've lost. Okay, now we've won. Okay, now we've lost. Okay, now we've won. That was pretty much my whole race. Yeah, I mean, that was sweaty, to say the least. I'm very thankful this is over now. And I've clinched it, to be honest. It's the longest race on the game, I think. A 50%. Well, not 100%, excluding 100% race, but I think it's longest timed race. Especially with those 3 safety cars, that took ages. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got obviously at the end. I was not in the mood to push, so I just kind of let it go to the end. Just keep my tires in somewhat good shape. Just because yes, and then not bin it. Of course, that was the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when with the pit stop you dropped back to P3 for a short time, you flew past, I think it was Dirk and Sergioli, with you dispatched them in a matter of seconds.
I mean, the difference between the new medium and the old hard that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I knew immediately, okay, let's just get them and let's go.
Yeah.
Pulled the same move as yesterday, bit cleaner this time, so I'm happy about that one. And yeah, I mean, very glad I just got past them straight away, to be honest.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, well done, mate. Well, on an emphatic win tonight. Gather, you've got any questions?
I do. I have to ask, What is it with you and Monaco? Because this is the second time I've seen you absolute dominate at one of the probably most difficult tracks on the calendar.
I don't know. It's just practice, to be honest. There's nothing. There's no secret to this. It's just if you put the time in, enough time in, you'll just get there. It's not anything complicated, to be honest.
I just think you're a god at this track. So fair play, Nail. It was an absolute incredible watch again because, to do it in two different games in the same emphatic fashion, fair play and well done for all the hard work you put into it because it shows just how good you are at this track. Ollie, that's unfortunately we're only getting one tonight, but it's good. We got the race winner, the driver that has absolutely gone massive tonight. What a drive. How would you sum that one up?
Yeah, it wasn't. There's plenty of times I've commented with a very mellow and subdued Monaco Grand Prix, but in fairness, that was entertaining. A lot of overtaking for a Monaco Grand Prix. Obviously, a lot of possession, as is understandable at Monaco, but in fairness, that was a really good race to watch, and you could see the class difference, and like Nail said there, it was a practice, and you could tell how quick he was around. But in fairness to Rydal, he was almost with him a lot at pints, but I think safety car may have made it look better than it actually was. It would be great to see how quick it could have gone if there were no safety car in the Grand Prix, but it didn't pan out like that.
Well, I say unfortunately no safety car, but it added some spice, didn't it? There was some interesting parts going through, and an incredible race nonetheless. Let's have a look. Last time for tonight, the race calendar. We have had 5 rounds now. 5 rounds and complete. We're on to Vegas next week, where I am certain, if it's anything like tonight for a Monaco Grand Prix, we're going to be in for an incredible one next time out in Vegas as well. So Saturday nights are the PC side of things, so join us for that. And well, again, if there's anything like it was for us tonight, the PC side is going to be great. And then we'll be back for Vegas for, well, the last time before the season break. And then we've got an incredible second half of the calendar to go. But for myself and Ollie, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute incredible Monaco Grand Prix. But for now, we'll catch you in the next one.